next question is about your artist name.
Hmm.
How did you come up with your artist name? Why did you decide to choose your middle name and then add an A at the end of it as your artist name?
Okay, yeah, great question. So funny enough, like, so for those who don't know, my full name is Gautam Siddharth Tiwari. Um, and my dad named me after the Buddha or the Buddha, and and whose name is Siddhartha Gautama, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I was thinking for a long time, like, what should my artist name be? What should my artist name be? I found out like about Drake and how Drake is his middle name, like it's Aubrey Drake Graham.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, word. And for the longest time as a kid, it was funny that I was the only one in my family with a middle name, which was always cool to me. It was always like a little thing of pride. And I didn't want it to be Gotham because I felt like people would confuse it with Gotham and and have like the Batman reference constantly for my first name. So I was like, okay, Siddharth. And then when I found out that um the original name was Siddhartha, I was like, I like that. So then I changed the spelling so that when people try and search up the Buddha, they don't, or when they try and search me up, they don't get the Buddha. So yeah, and then I just decided to stick with Siddhartha because I'm into Buddhist philosophy, and I like the principles of self-awareness and and um the principle of detachment, because I think as an artist it works to a certain degree. It's like, yes, you have to be one with your feelings, but for you to be able to do that, you have to be aware of what's going on. Um, and so that those philosophies always stuck with me.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like, you know, they represent how I live, and so I felt like my name was like I didn't need to make up a name. Like I was like, I like this. I just like the sound of Siddhartha more than Siddharth. I like the
No,
third too.
nice. It's
Like it has a ring to it
yeah,
to me.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I
Oh,
was
and
wondering.
sorry, the other big thing is I didn't want to whitewash my name.
Okay.
Um, because I felt like that was too easy. Like
Right.
I was like, do we constantly have to acclimate to make ourselves marketable, or can I make myself dope enough that people will learn my name? And when you look at artists like xxxtentacion, or when you look at artists like Black spelt with a literal six, it's like, nah, if you're dope, if you stand by what you do and you have a strong like message or good music or whatever, then people will take the effort to learn your name. So don't make it easy for them. Like at one point I was like, should I just go by Sid? And I'm like, no.
Nah.
Like
Yeah.
people can call me Sid personally if you want
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
but like the name is Siddhartha.
That's cool.
So that was a big one.
Actually making me question some of my choices now because when I released one of my first songs,
Hmm.
it sounded a little bit like an XXX song. So like
Hmm.
XXXTentacion song. So someone commented, so my Instagram handle is Manavian.
Right.
My name is Manav, but
Right.
someone commented XXX Manavian to kind
Right.
of make it sound like, oh, this is something similar to XXXTentacion's song. Like it
Right.
sounds
Right.
kind of
Right.
like it. So I took the XXX out and just made it Manavian. And that
Right.
stuck. Like I didn't ever think about why. Well, I mean, I used to think about it in school just because like growing up in a
Right.
school where it was like I had like 60 different nationalities and it was always really
Mm.
difficult to say like my name is Manav, not
Right.
Manav or Manav or Manav or
Right.
it was difficult to like do that. But I started telling people my name is Manav like I think maybe 2 years before
Right.
graduating from high school. Like I started like being able to be comfortable with saying my name and making other people
Right.
say my name correctly.
Right.
When it came to my artist name, I was like, man, Manav, just like plain Manav. And even the meaning behind it is just
Yeah.
huge. It's just human.
Right.
Manav means human.
Right.
So what actually came with Manavian was that first it was Manav ion. It was
Right.
like the human charge, whether
Right.
it's
So,
positive or negative. So that's what it is. I have a podcast that I run through Anchor, and
right.
it's called Manav ion, the human charge.
Dope.
So that's what actually that's what it was supposed to be. But now
Right.
everyone's just like Manavian. I'm just like, damn. I guess Manavian's cool too. Like it's fine, but I can have
But is it though?
I can have two separate personas. That could be my rap persona, and then like my podcast persona will be Manav Ion. But it's not. It's like Manav Ion doesn't really have a flow. You feel?
So what I was gonna say is like I think that's dope. I like the meaning of it. I think and even today, even to this day, sometimes when I meet people I struggle too. Like sometimes I'm like, it's hard to how do you explain to someone who's never done it? Like my name is Gautam, not Gotham.
God.
Gotham, not Gotham.
Yeah.
Gotham.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They're like Gotham.
God.
Gotham. Gotham.
Because they
Gotham.
don't have the duh. They don't have the duh in their
Yeah,
language, right? They have,
exactly, exactly. So it's like even to this day, I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. It's Gotham.
yeah.
All right, like it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. So maybe you know what, you're inspiring me to maybe push a little harder for that. But I just like the sound. I like the sound of Mono. Like I think that's dope. I'm like, yo, Mono just came out with a new song. Nav is Nav.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like Manav is dope. It's short. It has a ring to it. Like you know, you might have to compete with the other Manavs out there who are making music, but change the spelling. Like find a way to like, you know what I mean?
Man, there are no Manavs making music. Literally, no other Manavs are making music. There's, there's this one Manav, and his last name is also my last name. There's this one Manav Tucker
Right,
who's
right,
all over the internet for being like a table
right,
tennis champion. Like if I search my name, luckily my name is with a KKER instead of
right,
KKAR, Tucker.
right.
So like when you search my name nowadays, all of my stuff comes up. But
Dope.
before they would like want to autocorrect my name to AR, and
Right.
and then they would show like that table tennis player who's like a champion. He's won like so many competitions. I'm like, damn,
Hilarious.
it was
Yeah,
mad.
but like I like a big reason for me to pick even names of songs or the way it's like it's also just by ear. Does it sound, you know what I mean? And if you're like again, it's all about you, right? If you it like just from the way that you told me about your name, it almost makes it sound like you shouldn't use Manavian. Because if you went, yo, my name is Manavian, it stands for Manav and Ion and a human who's positive or negative, and I just think it's so dope and that means the world to me, I would have been invested. I've been like, yo, that's sick, Manavian, all right, word. But you yourself went, people say it's dope, but I don't know. So that
Yeah,
means it's not for you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And these are the things as artists that like people have to tap into. It's like, yo, am I being honest with myself?
yeah.
Because then, because if you're hesitating about your name, how are you supposed to go to someone and be like, yo, my name's Manavian and I'm making music, and yo, remember the name if you don't even want to remember the name?
Yeah, because I don't say it with the right energy, right? Like I wouldn't even say it with the right energy. Like my name is Manavian. It's like I'm already like holding back, like when I'm saying that, because it doesn't sound like something I would say about myself, like ish.
Right.
Yeah,
So then that's something you should look into. Like for me, I knew that Siddhartha worked for me because I was putting it in songs and verses.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was
So when was
like
the first time you released your song with the name Siddhartha?
Murphy's Law. So that was in the project, but it was like the third or the fourth. So I released like 12 songs all at once as my first release.
Okay.
But Murphy's Law, what was the lyric? Sick of the months, like I'm feeling so blind, I feel to be tripping on bonds. Fall until I hit the bottom, making that bottom line. Eventually, you'll put Siddhartha in your top 5. Statistics don't apply to my lyrics. I make the charts fly. That was the
Yeah.
first time. Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
to me that felt right. Like so, that was the first song that I ever released with my name in it.
Okay.
Probably it might be the only one, but I have other ones unreleased that like I'm like, yeah, that's my name.
That's
um,
sick. That was a sick line for sure. That was sounds really sick. I'm definitely gonna check more of your stuff out. So far, I've only checked out a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 of your songs,
yeah,
but
yeah. But yeah, take your time, check it out.
Man, did I relate. So we're gonna talk about that in a bit. I just want to know who are your top 5 artists?
Bad from the wayside, everyone sideways. You take time, I make time. I've had bad days, you make days bad. That shit just don't play right. Hands to the roof, I got my dogs, my squad, my peeps, my canines. No, you can't take mines. Watch your step, I make mines blow up on the timeline. Bad from the wayside, everyone sideways. You take time, I make time. I've had bad days, you make